Evolution of warehouse robotics. Joining us today to speak about that, Stanislas Normand, Managing Director of Exotec. Stan, it's great to see you again. Welcome.
Thank you, Russell.
Stan, I know we've been talking about robotics in the warehouse for several years now, but more and more vendors are entering into that space. And so I guess the question for you is just what is driving that? What's that all about? So walk us through that.
Yeah, so what we're seeing at the moment, I would say over the past 3 years and also this year in 2025, is a lot of warehouse robotics and traditional OEMs and legacy automation coming out with new next-gen robotics solutions for warehouses. I think that's the result of, for all those companies, several years of innovation and working on solutions that provide more flexibility and more scalability to customers. And I would say that's really the result of the whole COVID era, where customers faced more and more pressure and constraints on their operations due to high drive in volumes. And that drove that need for really scalability. And also what that means is shorter ROI for those companies. So we have different profiles of companies that are coming out with solutions. I would say some are more new players, startup that have been funded over the past 5 to 10 years and are coming out with these new innovative solutions. But what we're seeing at the moment, and which is really interesting, is also traditional players. So companies that have provided solutions in what we call legacy automations, such as shuttle systems, that are now coming out with their own robotic solutions. And what they're trying to address is really that need for more flexibility, scalability, and shorter ROI for customers.
You know, that's interesting. You used the word innovation. Scalability and flexibility seem to be driving that, and the innovation is meeting that need. But let's drill down into that for just a moment. What precisely is brand new right now? What are these new players, or even the legacy players who have new innovative approaches? What are they bringing that we weren't seeing in the last several years?
Yeah, so there are different innovations that we see in the market today. Some are on very technical features, such as speed, density of storage, so speed of robots. What that drives is higher throughputs. So I would say these are innovations, more incremental innovations in technologies. But we're also seeing strong innovations in terms of features of the systems. And one big thing that we're seeing this year for robotic system is new developments in systems capacities to not only manage stock inventory, but also to manage orders. And that's really a key difference that I see in 2025 with some of the systems that will be coming out this year, is those systems capacity to innovate by moving orders in the system. And we can dive into what that means in more details. But essentially, it means that the ASRS systems and those robotic systems are taking a stronger position in a warehouse by integrating more and more features that would have been delegated to other machines, such as sorters, conveyor sorters, put walls, and so on.
If I were to put on my potential customer's hat for just a moment, and I say to you, as a vendor, I'm not altogether sure that this is something that I need. It sounds good. I see these things at trade shows, but I'm not altogether sure I need to make this investment. Now tell me why I'm wrong. Tell me why that robotics is something that I absolutely have to have if I'm going to optimize my operations. What would you tell me?
Yeah, so talking about these new generation of robotics, it really boils down to optimization of the supply chain in the warehouse, but also outside of the warehouse. So let's take a few examples. For instance, with next-gen robotics, customers will be able to pick without decanting. That means they'll be able to inject into the system their cases. So for each picking, for instance, directly from their suppliers, and they'll be able to pick within the system from those cases without having decanting operations. What they'll also be able to do, and that comes down to the system managing orders, is they'll be able to pick and pack inside the system. And so if they partner with companies like PackSize, for instance, that can produce packaging to the right size for specific orders, they'll be able to inject those packaging into the system and pick directly into those packages, and the system will manage the orders. And this is new because those Gentek robotics, Fiction Robotics, also have the capacity to buffer orders. And that means we're not just managing inventory, we're also managing orders. Now, one other key innovation in those systems is as they manage orders, they're able also to manage reverse stop sequencing. What that is the capacity to sequence orders coming out of the system and basically manage the full sequencing of those orders from the ASRS to the store shelves. Because as trucks will come into the warehouse to load the products, they'll be able to extract those orders from the ASRS in the correct sequence and reverse sequence load the truck, which will then arrive at the store or another DC, and orders will come out of the truck in the right sequence to go straight to the shelves and be managed by the store operations. So the key thing is ASRS do not just manage inventory, they also manage orders. And that's a huge innovation in terms of features for customers because it's essentially an ASRS becoming more and more of the warehouse.
That's truly comprehensive, I must say. Stan, if I might, let's spend just a moment talking about Exotec itself. There may be somebody watching the video not altogether familiar with the company. So talk about the focus of Exotec. Just what does it do?
Yeah, so Exotech, we were founded in 2015. We focus on warehouse automation for robotics. So we have a robotic system, the Skypod system. Last week, we actually revealed our new generation of Skypod system, which we call Skypod Next Generation. We'll be showcasing it at ProMat end of March, mid-March in Chicago. We also produce our own line of conveyors, which are smart conveyors. They integrate with the Skypod system. And on top of that, we have our WCS. So these are our product lines. And really what we focus on is driving innovation in the warehouse through robotics.
Exciting developments going on in the field, I must say. Stan, I know you're busy here at this trade show, but you found time to speak with us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Russell.
That's Stanislas Normand, Exotech, speaking with us today about evolution of robotics in the warehouse, perhaps in your warehouse. Thanks for watching.